Hey everybody, Morgan SLV here. Hey, let's get right into the metals. Today's date is 10/8/2010. Gold today is $13.46, up 11 bucks. Silver $23.23. Yeah, you know, it's weird watching these prices, right? You know, and they're kind of going straight up. Obviously, I think there's going to be a pullback, and it's going to shake loose a lot of the people that don't either A, don't understand kind of what's going on with the metals market, or B, they're just in it for, you know, short-term gain. And as you know, I'm in it for the long haul, and as a lot of you are. And you know, I was listening to Da Vinci J15, and he was saying, you know, that he's taking some dollars right now, just putting it in a safe deposit box and waiting for the, you know, the coming pullback to go ahead and purchase some more at that time. So I think that's probably a viable deal, right? But it will shake loose a lot of you know, people that don't understand the markets, the ones that don't study. Yeah, you know, I was listening to Peter Schiff this morning. He had some interesting words to say about the Chinese. The Chinese, you know, are major contributors to the U.S. As in buying our debt. And it was funny, I was listening to him, and he was saying, can you imagine a bunch of Chinese workers in a factory building washing machines, and they're working all day and, you know, 10, 12 hours a day in those sweatshops making those beautiful dishwashers, you know, to come to the U.S. And can you imagine a bunch of them standing around after they've built completed one of the dishwashers and saying, boy, I'm sure glad I don't own one of those? I mean, that just kind of cracks me up, right? What do you mean they don't want to own one of those? Of course they do. You know, that's the problem, is their government has kind of sold them down the road and letting us have the fruits of their labor, so to speak, right? Well, it's not always going to remain that way. Eventually, things will change. One of the things about your money, you know, based on what our government is doing, is that you're not going to lose your money. Your money will just lose its purchasing power, right? And as interest rates go up, our debt that our government is accumulating from abroad will be much harder to pay for. And, you know, eventually, you know, a lot of the people that I've listened to and a lot of the people I read up on say that we'll be painted into a corner, and the only thing left to do for our government would either be A, default, or B, just print the money. They print the money, you know, we could get an overdose of stimulus, right? Overdose of stimulus would end up being hyperinflation. That would not be a good thing. Higher interest rates on more debt will be worse. In other words, they keep overstimulating our economy with debt, and it's all short-term debt, right? So we have to pay the piper much sooner. It's not 30-year bonds they're selling; 2-year bonds, or, you know, things that we have to turn right around and pay for. How will our U.S. government handle the debt when the interest rates adjust? Eventually, you know, we have like the largest ARM loan on the planet, right? Adjustable rate mortgage, right? Because eventually the interest rates will have to go up. And when that happens, how will our government afford the debt? What I see is they're going to just they'll either default or print the money. And there's only two choices. We don't have the cash. And I don't know, I think people are snorting glue across the planet, even loaning us a buck. I got to be honest with you. All those banks and all those entities that got cheap money, in other words, they bailed out all the banks just by printing money. Well, eventually, as the interest rates go up, you know, our interest rates are going to ramp up into a worsening economy, and it's going to cause all those entities to fail all over again. The only difference is, the next time around, I don't believe our government has any tools in their tool chest to combat it. It's just going to be a failure that should have taken place, you know, pre-2008, right? That didn't. And because of that, they're making the problem much worse, much larger. It'll be much worse for the average U.S. citizen. The alternative would be like an overdose of stimulus, I've already stated that, which will end up being hyperinflation. So that is just kind of a, you know, a recap of what I see kind of going on right here. I would suggest you guys really, you know, studying the metals market, studying the real estate market, studying what's going on outside our country. Why are a lot of these foreign entities buying up gold? that was we had a foreign government buying up precious metals over the last few weeks, and that's we've got a spike from that, right? And so I just think that you really need to study a lot, right? And I haven't said that in the last few videos, but I think an ounce of studying, an ounce of prevention is a pound of cure. And you and your family really need to be really up on what's going on. And that's about all I have to say about the economy at this time. Another thing is we've been having some family meetings on our other businesses. I like to go into both. I like to go into the economy and metals, and then I like to always, finish my videos with telling you that what our family is probably going to end up doing. So we've had some heated discussion on what we're going to be doing. Now we're taking advantage. One of the companies that I wanted to work with is this guy's name is Adam Short, Niche Profit Classroom. It's a neat, I think, viable source for information for you to get something going online. Once again, the company is Niche Profit Classroom. Check them out. Tell me what you think. Maybe you can comment on that if any of you have used them, but I can't shoot any holes in it. We're going to go ahead and give it a shot. We're looking forward to it. We're going to pull out of SBI at this point. Maybe just temporarily, but we want to focus on what's going on. The other thing is, we took a big hit getting thrown off of AdSense through no fault of our own that we can figure out, and it kind of bummed us out. But like I told my wife and my kids, so is this mark the end? Is this the beginning or the end, right, for us? So I'm not going to slow down. We'll go ahead and monetize these things in a different way. So I'm kind of looking forward to just a fresh start. We're kind of starting over. We're starting a new YouTube channel for my son's site. His site is smallengineadvicefordummies.com. That is his website. And he's still doing fantastic. He did some business yesterday, and it's cool to see things working. But we're gonna pump it up. We're gonna take it to the next level so that we can get ready to ride through the storm that's coming. And I just believe that if you have a good product and you have a good heart, especially my son's got a great heart, I think you're gonna end up doing better on the other side of what's getting ready to happen. So if I were you guys, I'd study up Schiff, Maloney, DaVinci J15, Silver Futurist, Why Me, Why Silver. Grab some books, man. Crash Proof is a real good book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you haven't read that, I'd probably start there at least. Good to Great is another good book. I'm not positive of the author on that, but that's the next book that I'm going to read, is Good to Great. And we'll see you next time. Morgan SLV out.